This is Gigi Sabat, and you're listening to the Walk With Me podcast. My guest today is Rosalind Panda. Welcome to the show, Rosalind.
Hey Gigi, nice to meet you again, and thank you so much for the warm welcome.
Such an honor to have
Glad
you here
to be here.
today. Yes, ma'am. Now, why don't you start off by telling us more about you and where are you from?
I'm from, I would say, New York, New Jersey. Both are my places. I used to stay in New York, now New Jersey.
I love it. Now, let's talk about art and technology advancement. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, of course. So, if I talk about art and technology, so you asked two questions. But I would say in my life, they both are intertwined and indispensably connected to each other. We can't separate either of them from our lives, and they are aligned and they are, I would say, they coexist and coherent. If I talk about art, I'm an artist. Since my childhood, I have been creating artworks, and around creativity I try to culture and cultivate art and express myself. I am fascinated by the nature and the nature around us, the earth, the beauty of earth and the creation, right? I'm mostly inspired by landscape and natural elements such as mountain, rivers, streams, and flowers, water, ocean, river. All these things I put into my art. So when I talk about art, I see the beauty in nature and how to appreciate these elements which really influence and inspire us in every single moment of our day, in our day to day life. And when I talk about technology, I'm thinking about humanity, right? So technology comes from human mind. Art also comes from human mind, human spirit. Technology is more mental, but then and analytical. But when we think about serving humanity and seeing the big picture and align us towards the innovation, then I see the technology as a vehicle that drives human being forward. Because as human being, we have tons of energy, right? Where are we going to channelize that? We have to think, we have to create. Creative energy is, human is filled with creative energy. So art and technology both play their own role by where human can express themselves through both of them. Art benefits humankind in a different way, and technology helps and serves in a different way.
I love it. Now, tell us more about what does leadership mean to you?
Leadership means to me, that's a really good question. I would start with self leadership, right? How we lead ourselves, how we lead our own spirit, our mind, our body, our thought process, and our human journey. Because every individual is a leader in life and starts with our leading ourselves first. I have a book also which is called Let Self Become the Leader. It based around that. Also 10 foundational principles to lead your own life as a leader. So when we lead ourselves first in the best way, in the best direction, then the energy that we emit into the world, and when we lead others, then it's like icing on the cake, I would say, right? We're all human beings. We just be ourselves. Nobody else but ourselves. There is no authority. There is no superiority. There is no inferiority. But leading us and leading and walking with other people as well, not just leading in the front, but leading and walking with others, right? I always believe that we have to be encouraging. Leadership is about encouraging others for everybody to bring their best so that we can make the world better place. Not just one person can bring it forward, but every one of us has the role and the contribution to play to make this world a better place.
That's
That's what leadership is to me.
that's very true. Yes, ma'am. Now tell us a little bit more about some of the challenges that you had to overcome in your life.
Challenges. Yeah, that's a really good question. When we talk about challenges, I would say I changed my perspective in that regard. Yeah, we call it challenge, but for me, I see as a little hurdle or obstacle in our path, which we can decide what perspective we see it with, right? I see it as a obstacle which I can overcome, and in personal life and in professional life we in both areas we face challenges, but especially in personal life I would say it shapes us. The challenges or the obstacle or the, I would say, the hurdles that we face, those shape us to be a better person, to be better every day and bring the best version of ourselves. And professional challenge, I would say that's also we face initial stage of our lives. That's a different kind of challenge than ones we experienced in our career, than our business or what I do in my day-to-day life. We definitely face professional challenges, but I would say patience is the key. I try to use patience and see the big picture, why it's happening and why something is not happening at this that specific moment. So being patient, I try to think what is my next step. Instead of seeing it as a challenge, I see it as a, detour. When you go, you're walking and you think, okay, here is a detour, here is a path. I feel like I'm clueless which direction should I go, because I don't know where to go. So because in personal life, professional life, we face those kind of challenges, and I have also. But in that case, we give our best decision that time. We bring forward our best judgment, but I keep in front of me the determination, the patience, and faith. Faith in God or ourselves, the belief, and faith that I am going to make it, right? We are going to make it. It is going to happen. If not today, maybe after 2 days, after 5 days, after 5 years, 10 years, but it's going to happen, and I'm not going to give up. Everything is about determination, perseverance, and patience. So I see challenges as a make our life spicy and interesting, right? If we don't have challenges, then we don't have any stories to tell. So it's I take it as a fun thing than as a suffering, or why me, why it happened to me, or I just move on from that. But enjoy it and embrace it, and blessed to have these challenges, because that's what makes us what I am today, makes me what I am today.
I love it. Very powerful. Now, you spoke a lot about hurdles. What message do you have for someone who's facing a hurdle today? What message do you have for that individual?
I would say hurdles are different in, if we categorize them, they definitely are different categories. So I'm not going to generalize hurdle in one area, but if I say personal hurdles, I would say always we have to think what we can control and what we can't control, right? As human being, we can control only what happens inside us, right? What we think in our mind, in our heart, our spirit. And what we can't control is external people's actions, their thought, what they thinking, what they are perceiving, or what is their perception about us, or validation. So those, I would say, a lot of people I see that they suffer due to external validation. That I would say a hurdle that everybody goes through. But as we mature and grow in life, we always have to focus that isn't it an individual journey of a human being? Suppose I'm Rosalind. It's my journey, right? Your gig, your journey. Somebody else. Everybody is so unique in their way, and it's their individual journey. We come by ourselves to the earth, and we do this journey from A to B, go through so many things, so many different events through our life stages, and then the spirit goes away from earth, and then rebirths are, that's a different topic, but definitely I see as a journey. So if we think from that perspective, then we can see the hurdles that we think, oh my God, this looks so big. What am I going to do? I'm clueless. My life is over. Those kind of thought process definitely comes to our mind. So yeah, at that time, the key is not to lose hope, not to get disheartened, but bring the best energy, the optimistic energy in ourselves, instead of thinking that this hurdle is going to break me, or I'm not going, this is very difficult, and this looks like a mountain I cannot climb up, but rather take it as a smaller chunk, take it as if God is putting um, something in front of us in our personal or professional life, so that it's a test through time, not by anybody else, but time or nature or God's energy, that we have to go through faith, with faith. Go through it, but with faith, and we'll recover for sure. So that's what I have faced in my life, for sure, with faith and positive energy, optimistic energy, because that's what makes us human being, to be able to restart, to be able to think positively and restart our brain, right? If you keep thinking about what happened to me, all the sad songs that we keep on singing every day, that loop is never ending, right? So what we bring is, we should bring is the positive energy that everybody thinks, wow, that's something I am getting attracted to. It's not about attraction in a bad way, but in an attraction where we all impact each other, we all influence each other in a way that people can forget about their sorrow and sadness, and they can restart. So I would say, think from that perspective, that why is it there, and see the big picture. And if it is controllable, that's a different thing. If something is they cannot change, I have been through for my life as well some situations I that is not under my control at all, and I can't change. We can't change people, we cannot change human being, other human being. If we're willing to, then it's a change together, especially in relationships, right? If we decide, make a choice as our partner, and then we go together and think, okay, let's, we have this choice, we got this choice, we made this choice, and we want to spend life together, then that change is really good because it's together, right? But changing for somebody else and then losing yourself, and that's if that's the mentality, then people face hurdle every single day, and that's like a situation they can never come out. So I have to understand what they cannot control. That becomes a never ending hurdle, and we have to know how to change our own environment, right? How this our responsibility, it's my responsibility to change my environment, create my environment, restart my life, think from a new perspective. So that's my takeaway from my life. So I would advise, uh, I would say, people who are getting into hurdles, they have to self reflect and think what they can control and how they can make their life better by taking
And
the best action.
excellent. Now, you spoke a lot about change. Let's talk about change for a moment. What if someone is afraid to get out of their comfort zone?
Yeah, comfort zone. I would say that if we are staying in our comfort zone all the time, then there is no progress, because without change, without the flow, as if the river becomes a pond, right? It's stagnant. The water is completely stagnant. Human life, human as human being, we're supposed to move. We're supposed to flow. Move not in the sense like all the time walk or run or something. I move in the sense in life. We move and don't stay stagnant. Every day we become a better person. Every day we have some small goals, we have some bigger vision, but the overall vision, we break it down to smaller vision, and every day wake up with that same spirit. So wake up with that determination that I'm going to do it today. Let me have these 5 things today. If I can't complete the next day, it makes really life interesting. If we have smaller goals to work on ourselves, work on our professional or career, so we have to think about changing it. That's called change. Change not doesn't mean that we have to be a totally different person altogether. Then the what is the uniqueness left in ourselves, right? But if human being doesn't self reflect and we don't change, we don't think about bringing a positive change into our life, and we don't learn from our current life or past life, then we get into the same loop of unchangeable things, So we have to go through change, and that is acceptable. Selfless movement, selfless or less expectation. I would say no expectation. That's even the best thing. Don't have any expectation towards anything, because people get into situations where, and the main reason for their sorrow is full of expectation. And when we are doing our responsibility and keep all the expectation on something and it doesn't happen, then we break down like anything. And that's something we have to remember, that we learn from that. And if it happens over and over again, and my life also, oh, things we think, oh, it's going to happen, and it's not. So in that case, we have to have that determination and faith again. I would say that is the skill key area I always focus. Those are the foundation, the spirit, foundation of the spirit that keeps us going. And that brings the change, actually. So by self reflection only, we can bring change. If we don't self reflect, we only see outwards or think about external force, external people, or society, and our relatives, our friends, then we don't really self reflect to bring the positive change, right? We should not be driven by others' definition, others' opinion, or validation, but rather, if by self reflecting and thinking through, we can definitely bring a positive change in ourselves. And instead of becoming bitter, we can become better every day. So,
Amen. That's right. Faith truly matters. Now, do you have any last words for the audience, Rosalind?
I would say I mentioned a lot of things already, which you asked a wonderful questions, Gigi, because those are foundational elements of our life. And if I say last few things, I again would reiterate that what I have mentioned in my book also, that self become the leader, right? Let self become the leader means we first learn, first know how to lead ourselves from internally, from inside, to bring the change in the society, community, and in the world, in a bigger or globally. So, because we all have roles to play, and serving humanity in a way that we always see the big picture and what role am I playing, right? Because we need everybody. We need chef, we need the teacher, we need the scientist, we need the doctor, we need the worker, everything we need. Everybody is playing their role. We respect everybody, but we always have to find what is our gift. What am I good at? Go through life, we have to find what are we good at. Sometimes we don't want to do we have to do what we really don't like, but maybe we have to create interest in that area. And that becomes our gift, our role to play. And as soon as we know our purpose, our role, what we are playing on earth throughout this journey, our self journey, as well as the journey which we do with along others. So as soon as we figure that out, then life becomes interesting, purposeful, meaningful, and also self-driven. As if I'm driving the car. I'm not giving control to anybody else to drive my life, but I'm driving the car and having that accountability that it's my action. I'm learning through it. I'm evolving every single day. I'm transforming myself, and I'm becoming better for the good. So, and serve the humanity in every small way, however we can. The best role to play is to serve humanity in every, or with our own unique gifts. So that's my uh, that's my last thing that I would share with the audience.
I love it, Rosin. Very powerful. Now, where can the audience find you?
So I am, people can find me on my main website, which is rosalindpanda.com. That is, I have my purpose, my story is mentioned there. It is definitely will be helpful for people to connect with me. And I'm an artist, oil painting artist. So my art site is rosalindarts.com. And for my technology website, where we help clients with cybersecurity, AI implementation, and also artificial intelligence, and also web application development, cloud application, all everything to deal with technology and cybersecurity and AI driven innovation. That is um, Oqulus Tech. So previously, I used to have Rosalind IT Services, but that is not active anymore. Oculus Tech is the company I founded. So I'm the founder of Oculus Tech. So people can find me there as well. Contact through that, and I'm here to help everyone in technology and arts, and also my in Facebook, Rosalind Panda. Instagram, it is Rosalind Panda 5, and in LinkedIn as well, people can find me, and Twitter as well. So yeah, that's about it.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to check out Rosin on all of her social media platforms and also her websites that she's mentioned here. And Rosin, thank you again for being a guest on the Walk With Me podcast.
Absolutely, Gigi. Thank you. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you and sharing my thoughts. Can't wait for the next one. Thank you, and you have a wonderful evening.
Likewise, God bless you.
Thanks.